The 80-20 Principle, The Secret to Achieving More with Less, curated by Mind Open. Chapter 1. The Imbalance of the Universe. At its core, the 80-20 principle states that roughly 80% of effects come from 20% of causes. This means that a small number of factors, the vital few, are responsible for the vast majority of outcomes, while the remaining factors, the trivial many, contribute very little. This principle, first observed by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto in the late 19th century, has been found to hold true in a wide range of fields, from economics and business to personal life and even nature. Let's explore some real-world examples to see how this imbalance manifests itself. In the business world, it's often found that 20% of customers generate 80% of a company's revenue. Think of your favorite coffee shop. It's likely that a small group of regulars, perhaps the morning rush crowd or the weekend brunch bunch, account for the majority of their sales. In your personal life, you might notice that 20% of your clothes get worn 80% of the time. You have those go-to outfits that you reach for again and again, while the rest of your wardrobe gathers dust. Even in cities, research suggests that 20% of the streets carry 80% of the traffic. This means that a few key thoroughfares are responsible for the majority of transportation activity. The 80-20 principle isn't about exact numbers. It's about recognizing the disproportionate impact that a few key factors can have. Here are a few more examples, backed by data. Workplace productivity. Studies have shown that 20% of employees often produce 80% of the results. Software usage. In many software applications, 20% of the features are used 80% of the time. Healthcare. In some healthcare systems, 20% of patients account for 80% of medical costs. Crime. A small percentage of criminals are responsible for the majority of crimes committed. Understanding this imbalance is the first step towards harnessing its power. By identifying and focusing on the vital few, those elements that truly drive results, we can achieve remarkable outcomes with far less effort than we might expect. In the chapters ahead, we'll delve deeper into how to apply the 80-20 principle to various aspects of your life, from work and relationships to time management and personal growth. Get ready to unlock the secrets of achieving more with less as we explore the fascinating world of the 80-20 principle. Chapter 2. Pareto's Discovery, the Pea Pods That Sparked a Revolution. The story of the 80-20 principle begins in 19th century Italy with a brilliant economist named Vilfredo Pareto. Pareto was a keen observer of the world around him, and his curiosity led him to uncover a surprising pattern that would forever change our understanding of cause and effect. Pareto's initial observation came from an unlikely source, his own garden. As he tended to his pea plants, he noticed that a small number of pea pods contain the vast majority of peas. Intrigued by this imbalance, he began to investigate further. Pareto meticulously counted the peas in each pod and found that roughly 20% of the pods held about 80% of the peas. This meant that a small fraction of his pea plants were responsible for the majority of his harvest. This simple observation sparked a deeper inquiry. Pareto then turned his attention to the distribution of wealth in Italy. He analyzed tax records and land ownership data, and what he discovered was astonishing. A small percentage of the population, about 20%, owned the vast majority of the land and wealth, while the remaining 80% of the population owned a meager share. This pattern, where a minority of inputs led to a majority of outputs, wasn't confined to pea pods or land ownership. Pareto continued his research and found that this imbalance, this 80-20 distribution, showed up again and again in various aspects of life. Here are some specific examples from Pareto's research and later studies. Wealth distribution. In many societies, 20% of the population controls around 80% of the wealth. Book sales. A small percentage of books become bestsellers, while the majority sell only a few copies. Company profits. In some industries, 20% of companies generate 80% of the total profits. City populations. A few large cities often account for a disproportionate share of a country's total population. Natural disasters. A small number of earthquakes or hurricanes are responsible for the majority of damage and casualties. Pareto's groundbreaking discovery came to be known as the Pareto Principle, or more commonly, the 80-20 principle. It challenged the traditional assumption of linearity, the idea that effort and results are directly proportional. Instead, it revealed that a small number of causes can have a disproportionate impact on outcomes. This revelation has profound implications for how we approach our lives. It encourages us to focus our energy and resources on the vital few, activities, relationships, and investments that truly matter, rather than spreading ourselves thin across the trivial many. By understanding and applying the 80-20 principle, we can achieve more with less effort, maximizing our impact and unlocking our true potential. Chapter 3. The 80-20 Principle in Business, Unleashing the Power of Prioritization. The 80-20 principle isn't just a theoretical concept. It's a powerful tool that can revolutionize the way businesses operate. By understanding and applying this principle, companies can unlock hidden efficiencies, boost profitability, and achieve remarkable results with less effort. At its core, the 80-20 principle challenges the traditional notion that all activities are created equal. Instead, it encourages businesses to identify and prioritize the vital few activities, the 20% that generate the most significant results. By focusing on these key areas, companies can streamline their operations, reduce waste, and maximize their return on investment. Let's consider a software company as an example. They might have developed a wide range of features for their product, but upon closer analysis, they discover that only 20% of those features are used by 80% of their customers. This realization is a game changer. Instead of continuing to invest time and resources in developing and maintaining features that are rarely used, they can focus their efforts on enhancing the core 20% that their customers truly value. This not only improves customer satisfaction but also frees up resources that can be allocated to other areas of the business. Another example can be found in marketing. A company might be using a variety of advertising channels, but they discover that 20% of those channels are responsible for 80% of their leads. This insight allows them to optimize their marketing strategy, concentrating their budget and efforts on the most effective channels and phasing out the underperforming ones. The 80-20 principle can be applied to various aspects of a business, including product development, identifying and focusing on the 20% of products or services that generate 80% of revenue. Customer service, recognizing the 20% of customers who require 80% of support resources. Inventory management, focusing on the 20% of inventory items that account for 80% of sales. Employee performance, identifying and rewarding the top 20% of employees who contribute the most to the company's success. Sales, focusing on the 20% of sales activities that generate 80% of results. By implementing the 80-20 principle, businesses can increase efficiency. By focusing on high-impact activities, companies can reduce waste and streamline their operations. Boost profitability. By prioritizing the most profitable products, customers, and channels, businesses can increase their revenue and bottom line. Improve customer satisfaction. By focusing on the features and services that customers truly value, businesses can enhance their overall customer experience. Increase employee engagement. By recognizing and rewarding top performers, companies can motivate their employees and improve morale. The 80-20 principle is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and the exact numbers may vary depending on the industry and specific circumstances. However, the underlying concept remains the same. A small number of factors are responsible for a disproportionate amount of results. By understanding and applying this principle, businesses can unlock a world of opportunities for growth, efficiency, and success. Chapter 4: The 80-20 Principle in Your Personal Life, the Path to Happiness and Fulfillment. The 80-20 principle isn't just a business strategy, it's a philosophy that can profoundly transform your personal life. By applying this principle to your daily routines, relationships, and goals, you can unlock a world of greater happiness, fulfillment, and personal growth, all while expending less energy and effort. The key to applying the 80-20 principle in your personal life is recognizing that not all activities, relationships, or possessions contribute equally to your well-being. Just as 20% of your efforts at work may generate 80% of your results, a small percentage of your personal endeavors likely account for the majority of your happiness and satisfaction. Let's consider your daily activities. You might have a long list of things you do each day, from commuting and chores to hobbies and social engagements. But if you pause and reflect, you'll probably realize that only a few of these activities truly bring you joy and fulfillment. Perhaps spending time with your children, engaging in a favorite hobby, or simply enjoying a quiet moment of reflection are the activities that genuinely enrich your life. By identifying and prioritizing these vital few activities, you can create more space for the things that truly matter, leading to a greater sense of purpose and happiness. The 80-20 principle can also be applied to your relationships. We all have a wide circle of acquaintances, but only a select few individuals, our closest friends and family members, truly nurture and support us. These are the relationships that provide us with love, laughter, and a sense of belonging. By focusing our energy and attention on these vital few relationships, we can deepen our connections, create lasting memories, and build a strong support network that sustains us through life's ups and downs. Applying the 80-20 principle to your personal life can involve activities. Identifying and prioritizing the 20% of activities that bring you 80% of your joy and fulfillment. Relationships. Focusing on nurturing the 20% of relationships that provide 80% of your emotional support and connection. Possessions. Decluttering your home by identifying and keeping the 20% of possessions that you truly love and use regularly. Goals. Focusing on the 20% of goals that will have the most significant impact on your life. Time management. Allocating your time and energy to the 20% of tasks that are most important and impactful. By embracing the 80-20 principle in your personal life, you can reduce stress and overwhelm. By simplifying your life and focusing on what truly matters, you can create more space for relaxation and enjoyment. Increase happiness and fulfillment. By prioritizing activities and relationships that bring you joy, you can cultivate a more meaningful and satisfying life. Improve productivity. By focusing on the most important tasks, you can achieve more with less effort. Strengthen relationships. By investing in your most valuable relationships, you can deepen your connections and build lasting bonds. Achieve your goals. By prioritizing your most impactful goals, you can make significant progress towards your dreams. The 80-20 principle offers a powerful framework for optimizing your personal life. By identifying and focusing on the vital few elements that truly matter, you can unlock your full potential for happiness, fulfillment, and personal growth. Chapter 5: Time Management and the 80-20 Principle. Mastering the art of prioritization. Time is our most precious resource, yet it often feels like there's never enough of it. We're constantly bombarded with tasks, demands, and distractions, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and stressed. But what if there was a way to regain control of our time and achieve more with less effort? That's where the 80-20 principle comes in. The 80-20 principle offers a powerful framework for time management, helping us identify and prioritize the tasks that truly matter. By focusing on the 20% of activities that generate 80% of our results, We can streamline our schedules, boost our productivity, and create more space for the things we truly value. In the workplace, we often have a seemingly endless to-do list filled with meetings, emails, reports, and other tasks. But not all of these tasks are created equal. Some are critical to our success, while others are merely busy work. By applying the 80-20 principle, we can identify the 20% of tasks that are truly essential, those that directly contribute to our goals and objectives. These might include high-value projects, strategic planning, or critical client interactions. Once we've identified these vital few tasks, we can prioritize them, giving them our full attention and energy. This might mean blocking out time on our calendars, delegating less important tasks, or simply saying no to distractions. For the remaining 80% of tasks, the trivial many, we can explore different strategies. Some tasks might be delegated to others, freeing up our time for more important work. Other tasks might be automated or streamlined, reducing the time and effort required to complete them. And some tasks might be eliminated altogether. We might discover that certain meetings are unnecessary, certain reports are redundant, or certain activities are simply not worth our time. Here are some practical tips for applying the 80-20 principle to your time management. Track your time. Spend a week tracking how you spend your time, noting the tasks you complete and the time spent on each. This will help you identify patterns and pinpoint your most productive activities. Analyze your results. Look for the 20% of tasks that are generating the most significant results. These are the tasks you should prioritize. Create a schedule. Block out time on your calendar for your most important tasks. Treat these blocks of time as sacred and avoid scheduling other activities during them. Delegate or eliminate. For the remaining tasks, delegate them to others if possible or eliminate them altogether if they are not essential. Review and adjust. Regularly review your schedule and adjust it as needed. As your priorities change, so too should your allocation of time. By applying the 80-20 principle to your time management, you can increase productivity. By focusing on high-impact tasks, you can get more done in less time. Reduce stress and overwhelm. By simplifying your schedule and eliminating unnecessary tasks, you can create more space for relaxation and enjoyment. Achieve your goals. By prioritizing the tasks that are most important to your success, you can make significant progress towards your objectives. Improve work-life balance. By managing your time more effectively, you can create more time for family, friends, and hobbies. Increase job satisfaction. By focusing on meaningful work, you can feel more engaged and fulfilled in your career. Time management is a skill that takes practice, but by applying the 80-20 principle, you can master the art of prioritization and unlock your full potential for productivity and success. Chapter 6. The 80-20 Principle and Relationships. Nurturing the Vital Few Connections. We are social creatures, wired for connection. Our relationships shape our lives, influencing our happiness, well-being, and even our success. But in a world overflowing with social media connections and networking events, it's easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing quantity over quality. The 80-20 principle offers a refreshing perspective on relationships, encouraging us to focus on the vital few connections that truly matter. Just as 20% of our efforts can yield 80% of our results, a small percentage of our relationships likely contribute the most to our overall happiness and fulfillment. Think about your own social circle. You might have a wide network of acquaintances, colleagues, and online friends. But within that network, there are likely a handful of individuals who truly stand out. These are the people you can confide in, turn to for support, and share your deepest joys and sorrows. These are the relationships that nourish your soul and make your life richer. By focusing your time and energy on these vital few relationships, you can deepen your connections, create lasting memories, and build a strong support system that will sustain you through thick and thin. The 80-20 principle can also be applied to professional relationships. While networking and building a broad professional network can be valuable, it's often the few key relationships with mentors, colleagues, or clients that truly open doors and propel our careers forward. By identifying and nurturing these vital few professional relationships, we can gain valuable insights, access new opportunities, and build a reputation that opens doors to success. Here are some practical ways to apply the 80-20 principle to your relationships. Prioritize quality time. Instead of trying to maintain a vast social network, focus on spending quality time with the people who truly matter to you. Engage in activities that foster deeper connections, such as having meaningful conversations, sharing experiences, or simply being present with each other. Express your appreciation. Let the people you care about know how much they mean to you. Express your gratitude for their presence in your life. Celebrate their achievements and offer your support when they need it. Invest in your relationships. Just like any valuable asset, relationships require nurturing and investment. Make time for regular communication. Offer your help when needed, and be willing to compromise and work through challenges together. Identify and nurture key professional relationships. Look for mentors, colleagues, or clients who can offer guidance, support, and opportunities for growth. Invest in these relationships by offering your own expertise, building trust, and maintaining regular contact. Set boundaries. It's okay to say no to social engagements or networking events that don't align with your priorities. Protect your time and energy for the relationships that truly matter. By embracing the 80-20 principle in your relationships, you can deepen your connections. By focusing on quality time and meaningful interactions, you can build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Enhance your well-being. Strong relationships provide a sense of belonging, support, and love, which are essential for our emotional and mental health. Advance your career. By investing in key professional relationships, you can gain access to new opportunities and accelerate your career growth. Reduce stress and overwhelm. By prioritizing the relationships that truly matter, you can free yourself from the pressure of trying to maintain a vast social network. Create a more meaningful life. By surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, you can create a life filled with joy, purpose, and connection. The 80-20 principle reminds us that relationships are not about quantity, but quality. By focusing on the vital few, connections that truly nourish our souls, we can create a life rich in love, support, and shared experiences. Chapter 7. The 80-20 Principle and Learning. Maximizing knowledge with minimal effort. Learning is a lifelong journey, a continuous process of acquiring knowledge, skills, and understanding. But with the vast amount of information available today, it can be overwhelming to know where to start or how to focus our efforts. The 80-20 principle offers a powerful framework for optimizing our learning strategies, allowing us to gain the most knowledge and skills with the least amount of time and effort. At its core, the 80-20 principle suggests that 20% of our learning efforts yield 80% of the results. This means that a small portion of what we learn is responsible for the majority of our knowledge and understanding. By identifying and focusing on this vital few information, we can streamline our learning process, accelerate our progress, and achieve mastery more efficiently. When studying a new subject, it's tempting to try to absorb every detail. However, not all information is created equal. Some concepts are fundamental and provide the foundation for understanding the entire subject, while others are less critical or simply nice-to-know details. By applying the 80-20 principle, we can identify the 20% of the subject matter that is most relevant to our needs and goals. This might involve focusing on core principles, key concepts, or essential skills. By mastering this core knowledge, we can build a strong foundation for further learning and apply our knowledge more effectively. The 80-20 principle can also be applied to our study techniques. We all have different learning styles and preferences, and some methods are more effective for us than others. By experimenting with different techniques, we can identify the 20% of strategies that work best for us. This might involve using flashcards, taking practice tests, joining study groups, or watching educational videos. By focusing on our most effective learning methods, we can optimize our study time and maximize our retention of information. Here are some practical ways to apply the 80-20 principle to your learning. Identify your goals. Before you start learning, clarify your objectives. What do you want to achieve? What specific knowledge or skills do you need to acquire? Prioritize the essentials. Once you know your goals, identify the 20% of information that is most relevant to achieving them. Focus your learning efforts on these core concepts and skills. Experiment with techniques. Try different study techniques to see which ones work best for you. Don't be afraid to try new things and step outside of your comfort zone. Create a learning plan. Develop a structured plan that outlines your learning goals, priorities, and strategies. This will help you stay focused and motivated. Review and adjust. Regularly assess your progress and adjust your plan as needed. Be open to feedback and make changes as you learn more about what works for you. By applying the 80-20 principle to your learning, you can learn faster and more efficiently. By focusing on the most relevant information and effective study techniques, you can accelerate your learning and achieve mastery more quickly. Retain more knowledge. By focusing on the core concepts and skills, you can build a stronger foundation for understanding and retention. Apply your knowledge more effectively. By mastering the essential information, you can use your knowledge more effectively in real-world situations. Enjoy the learning process. By focusing on the most interesting and relevant aspects of a subject, you can make learning more enjoyable and engaging. Achieve your learning goals. By creating a structured plan and prioritizing your efforts, you can make significant progress towards your objectives. The 80-20 principle is a powerful tool that can transform the way you approach learning. By focusing on the vital few and embracing a mindset of efficiency and prioritization, you can unlock your full learning potential and achieve your goals with greater ease and enjoyment. Chapter 8. Overcoming Obstacles to the 80-20 Way of Thinking, Conquering the Trivial Many. The 80-20 principle offers a powerful framework for achieving more with less, but embracing this way of thinking isn't always easy. We often encounter internal and external obstacles that hinder our ability to fully embrace the vital few and let go of the trivial many. One of the most common obstacles is perfectionism. We strive for excellence in everything we do, meticulously attending to every detail. While this can be a valuable trait, it can also become a major roadblock when we get bogged down in minutiae, losing sight of the bigger picture. The 80-20 principle challenges us to let go of the need for perfection and focus on the 20% that truly matters. Another obstacle is the fear of missing out, FOMO. In today's hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded with information, opportunities, and social events. It's easy to feel like we need to be involved in everything, lest we miss out on something important. But trying to keep up with the trivial many can leave us feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. The 80-20 principle encourages us to be selective, choosing to focus on the activities and relationships that truly enrich our lives. Here are some other common obstacles to the 80-20th way of thinking. Inertia. We often get stuck in our routines and habits, even when they're not serving us well. The 80-20 principle challenges us to step back, reassess our priorities, and make changes as needed. Lack of focus. We live in a world of distractions, from social media notifications to endless emails. It can be difficult to maintain focus on our most important tasks. The 80-20 principle reminds us to set clear priorities and create a distraction-free environment. Fear of failure. We may hesitate to prioritize the vital few, because we fear that we might fail or make a mistake. The 80-20 principle encourages us to embrace calculated risks and learn from our failures. Resistance to change. We often resist change, even when it's for the better. The 80-20 principle challenges us to be open to new ways of thinking and embrace the potential for growth and improvement. Overcoming these obstacles requires self-awareness, discipline, and a willingness to embrace change. Here are some strategies that can help. Identify your obstacles. Take some time to reflect on what's holding you back from fully embracing the 80-20 principle. Challenge your assumptions. Question your beliefs about perfectionism, FOMO, and the need to be involved in everything. Set clear priorities. Identify the vital few, tasks, activities, and relationships that truly matter to you. Create a plan. Develop a plan for how you'll focus your time and energy on your priorities. Take action. Start taking small steps towards implementing your plan. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. Celebrate your successes. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This will help you stay motivated and on track. Overcoming obstacles to the 80-20th way of thinking is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to embrace new ways of thinking and doing. But the rewards are well worth it. By embracing the 80-20 principle, you can simplify your life, focus on what truly matters, and achieve remarkable results with less effort. Chapter 9. The 80-20 Principle in Action. Real-world case studies, success stories of the vital few. The 80-20 principle isn't just a theoretical concept. It's a proven strategy that has been successfully applied by individuals and companies across a wide range of industries. By focusing on the vital few and making strategic choices, these trailblazers have achieved remarkable results and transformed their respective fields. One of the most renowned examples is Warren Buffett, the legendary investor and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett is known for his concentrated investment approach, focusing on a select few high-quality companies rather than diversifying across a broad range of stocks. This strategy, rooted in the 80-20 principle, has allowed Buffett to amass a fortune and become one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. He famously stated, "Diversification is a protection against ignorance." It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. Another compelling example is Google's 20% time policy. This policy allows Google employees to dedicate 20% of their workweek to personal projects that interest them. While it might seem counterintuitive to allow employees to spend company time on non-core activities, this approach has yielded remarkable results. Gmail, Google News, and AdSense, some of Google's most successful products, were all born out of 20% time projects. By empowering employees to pursue their passions and explore new ideas, Google has fostered a culture of innovation and creativity that has propelled them to the forefront of the tech industry. Here are some other notable examples of the 80-20 principle in action. Apple's success can be attributed in part to its focus on a few key products, such as the iPhone, iPad, and Mac, rather than trying to compete in every product category. Amazon's focus on customer experience and convenience has made them the dominant player in e-commerce, while their cloud computing division, Amazon Web Services, AWS, generates a significant portion of their profits. Microsoft's focus on a few key software products, such as Windows and Office, has made them a global leader in the software industry. Facebook's dominance in social networking can be attributed to its focus on connecting people and building a platform for sharing information and experiences. Starbucks' success can be attributed to its focus on creating a unique coffeehouse experience and building a loyal customer base. These examples demonstrate the power of the 80-20 principle in diverse contexts. By identifying and focusing on the vital few, whether it's high-quality investments, innovative products, or key customer segments, individuals and companies can achieve outsized results and make a lasting impact on their respective fields. These case studies serve as inspiration and guidance for applying the 80-20 principle in our own lives. By studying the successes of others, we can learn valuable lessons about prioritization, focus, and strategic decision-making. As we move forward, let's keep these examples in mind and embrace the power of the vital few to unlock our own potential for greatness. Chapter 10: The 80-20 Principle, a Way of Life, Embracing Imbalance, Unleashing Potential. As we conclude our exploration of the 80-20 principle, it's important to recognize that this isn't merely a tool or technique. It's a mindset, a way of perceiving the world and approaching our lives. When fully embraced, it can fundamentally transform how we work, live, and interact with the world around us. At its core, the 80-20 principle invites us to embrace imbalance. It challenges the conventional notion that effort and results are directly proportional, revealing that a small number of causes can have an outsized impact on outcomes. By accepting this inherent imbalance, we can shift our focus from the trivial many to the vital few, those actions, relationships, and choices that truly move the needle. This mindset shift opens up a world of possibilities. Instead of trying to do everything, we can focus on the things that truly matter. Instead of spreading ourselves thin, we can channel our energy into areas where we can make the most significant impact. Imagine a painter who meticulously works on every detail of a canvas, only to realize that a few bold brushstrokes create the most captivating elements of the artwork. Or a musician who practices countless scales and exercises, only to discover that mastering a few key techniques unlocks a whole new level of expression. Embracing the 80-20 mindset involves identifying the vital few. Continuously question your assumptions and seek out the 20% of inputs that generate 80% of your desired outcomes. This might involve analyzing your work tasks, personal habits, relationships, or even your possessions. Prioritizing ruthlessly. Once you've identified the vital few, prioritize them relentlessly. This might mean saying no to distractions, delegating tasks, or simply letting go of things that don't align with your goals. Embracing experimentation. The 80-20 principle isn't about following a rigid formula. It's about adapting and experimenting to find what works best for you. Don't be afraid to try new approaches and iterate as you learn. Focusing on results. Shift your focus from effort to results. Measure your progress, track your outcomes, and adjust your strategies accordingly. Celebrating small wins. Recognize and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. This will help you stay motivated and reinforce the power of the 80-20 principle in your life. Embracing the 80-20 principle as a way of life can lead to increased productivity. By focusing on high-impact tasks, you can achieve more in less time. Improved efficiency. By streamlining your efforts, you can eliminate waste and maximize your resources. Enhanced creativity. By freeing up mental space, you can unlock new ideas and innovative solutions. Greater fulfillment. By prioritizing the things that truly matter, you can live a more meaningful and purposeful life. Reduced stress and overwhelm. By simplifying your life and focusing on the essentials, you can reduce stress and create more space for joy and relaxation. As you embark on this journey of embracing the 80-20 principle, remember that it's not about perfection. It's about progress, experimentation, and continuous improvement. By adopting this mindset and applying it to various aspects of your life, you can unlock your true potential and achieve extraordinary results. The 80-20 principle is not just a principle, it's a way of life. It's a philosophy that empowers us to make conscious choices, focus on what truly matters, and live a life of greater impact and fulfillment.